Some movies can haunt you long after the credits roll, and those types of films can do it without monsters or gore because they can blur the line between what's real and what isn't, and make you question your own reality in the process. Perfect Blue isn't a comfortable watch. It's not fun. It's not meant to be. But in the years since its release in 1997, it's become something more than a psychological thriller. It's a landmark in animation, a dark reflection of celebrity culture, and a chilling look at how identity can get ripped apart by the world around us, even by our own minds. And it's one of the most important animated films to come out of its era. Perfect Blue follows Mima, a former pop idol trying to leave behind her music career to become an actress. But the moment she tries to reshape her image, her entire world begins to unravel. She's stalked by a fan who refuses to accept her new path, manipulated by people in the industry, and slowly starts to lose her grip on what's real. At the same time, a string of violent murders begin to occur to people connected to her career. As the bodies pile up, the line between her private life and the public spotlight gets more tangled, and Mima starts to wonder if she's being watched or if something deeper is going wrong. That's where the film really grabs you. It isn't a story that relies on twists or a clean mystery to solve. It's about perception, pressure, and how easily the truth can slip away when you're being judged, used, and pushed from all sides. The animation in Perfect Blue is deceptively grounded. The characters aren't exaggerated, and the colors aren't flashy. This isn't the kind of anime packed with action or fantasy. It's restrained, intimate, and close. So close it almost feels uncomfortable at times. Every shot is framed with purpose, creating a sense of tension that builds quietly. From the very first scene, the tone is set, not with jump scares, but with atmosphere. A muted color palette reflects the film's mood, and one character's unsettling behavior and look early on tells you something is off. And that's what makes the film so effective. It doesn't rely on horror tropes or over-the-top visuals. It creates discomfort through what feels real, what looks real. Director Satoshi Kon wanted you to believe this could be real life, so when the breakdowns begin, when scenes start to blur together and time feels unstable, it hits harder. You feel lost and disoriented, just like Mima, because the world around her felt believable to begin with. Perfect Blue isn't trying to impress you with spectacle. It's trying to pull you into something that feels familiar, only to twist it just enough to make you question everything. And that's what makes the psychological unraveling so disturbing. It doesn't feel like fiction. It feels like something that could happen to anyone. Watching Perfect Blue today can hit even harder than it did in the late 90s. We live in a world where identity is always on display thanks to internet culture, where people are expected to curate their lives, perform for an audience, and then somehow stay sane while doing it. What Mima goes through might be extreme, but it's not unfamiliar to our world. There's a version of her experience that plays out every day for celebrities, for influencers, streamers, even for everyday people trying to hold themselves together under pressure. When I first saw this film, I wasn't sure how to feel. It's not a movie you immediately love, but it's one that stays in your head. From seeing commentary online, one thing was clear. Every time you revisit it, you notice something different. A look, a sound, a scene that didn't make sense suddenly does, but in a way that makes the whole thing even more disturbing. It's the rare kind of story that knows what fear really is, not just violence or blood, but the feeling that you're not in control anymore, that people see you differently than you see yourself, that you might not even know who you is anymore. Perfect Blue was Satoshi Kon's first film, and right from the start, he proved that animation could be more than fantasy or science fiction. It could be psychological, grounded, adult, and dangerous. The movie didn't just inspire other anime, it influenced live-action directors too, most famously Darren Aronofsky, who borrowed shots for Requiem for a Dream, and even explored similar identity breakdowns in Black Swan. But even beyond that, Perfect Blue showed how animation could do maybe even better what live-action sometimes attempt, make you feel like you're trapped inside someone's head. And it's never lost its relevance. If anything, it's more relevant now than ever. In an age of social media, image management, and online obsession, Mima's journey doesn't feel like fiction, it feels like a warning. There's no other animated film quite like Perfect Blue. It's not an easy watch, it doesn't comfort you. It doesn't hold your hand, but it's unforgettable. It forces you to think about who you are, how others see you, and how quickly that balance can collapse. And it proves, without a doubt, that animation can explore the deepest part of the human experience, even the ones we're afraid to look at. So if you've never seen it, be ready. It's going to stay with you. It's going to haunt you. And if you've already seen it, you probably understand why it's still one of the most talked about anime films of all time.